battery every corner can hit my show up for the front. Yeah, and so you can set up. channel or is it on I'm going with a tight. Wait, change the ball. You know when the umpire has the ball in the air, can you get a tight shot of that? Good way to start the game.
Who's... Good afternoon and welcome to round 13 of the NTFL. Tiwi Bombers versus Darwin. Umpire Brodie Morecambe about to get underway in great tropical conditions here. And in fact, we have a recall. My name is Ashley Manakaris. You are with Peter Atkinson and Jared Eilert is our boundary today. Good afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to viewers.
And Jared, just quickly, what do you make of the opening bounce, which was a recall anyway? And a free kick's been paid straight away. It's gone for a hold off the ball. It's gone to Tiwi. And that is Simon Munkara with a short kick in. So the Bombers taking advantage very, very quickly. He wheels and goes. Les Lachlan-Dale picks out a teammate in that left forward pocket. Tiwi Bombers kicking towards the Michael Long end. And he has found Harley Purantatameri, who is going to go back and have a deliberate shot at goal there.
Is there much advantage down there with the breeze, Jared?
Yeah, look, the breeze is certainly favouring the airport side, which is about 3 to 4 goals, I reckon.
Purantatameri comes in. The kick didn't look too bad off the boot, but it splayed its way across to the front. David Roden in goals there, showing the footwork that got him the 2014 Dancing with the Stars title. He is, we'll talk about him a bit later on, but he is up here today, been fast-tracked, ex-player in the AFL, now goal umpiring. Play restarts. The ball comes in, Buff's trying to get it out cleanly. It comes to Cameron Stokes, still sporting headgear from last week. Looks for Matty Campbell, gives it away quickly. Picked off though by the Tiwi Bombers, Kenny Purantatameri, who then steps and has a quick shot at goal. All clear, David Roden.
Yeah, that's the role for Kenny Purantatameri up forward. The small forward works through the middle sometimes, but just loves a goal, and he certainly balanced himself once the mistake was made by the on-baller from Buffaloes that freed the ball up.
Bit sloppy to come out of the back line then, but Peter, huge game for the Darwin Buffaloes today.
Oh, absolutely. I think their season's on the line every time they play a side below them, and they have to hope that the Waratah results favour them as well. So it's a pretty dicey situation, but they're well aware of the situation.
Back in the middle with the restart. Picked up there by Dylan Kerr. Can't get it out. Off the ground again. Tiwi Bombers now move it forward quickly, trying to get rid of it. Collinson for Darwin tries to tap it back. The Tiwi Bombers have got numbers there. There's the Harley Purantatameri tries to get over it. It gets kicked off by the ruckman for Buffs. Sends it back forward, but there's a turnover.
No movement in the forward line at all then from the Buffaloes, and they're in a real predicament as they lost probably 5 of their 6 regular forwards between last week and this.
Kian Apamudi tries to send it back through the middle of the ground, but unfortunately it's intercepted, although they've got away with this though, the Tiwi Bombers. They're on that scoreboard side. That's Michael Dunn. Holds it up, then chips it forward looking for a teammate. It's bounced though. He's under pressure being chased down there. Looked like a one-handed disposal, and it was. Turnover, and it's gone back to Darwin. They've moved the ball on quickly. Trying to get away with it there is Jack Purton-Smith. He sends it forward. Sitting at the back though there was Aaron Edwards, former AFL player. Runs the ball in, and the scores early on as Darwin converts their first opportunity on goal, but they still trail the Tiwi Bombers 1 goal, 1-7 to 1 goal.
Fell into the right hands then, in the sense of Aaron Edwards just stayed cool. Buffaloes had 3-1, so that's a pretty handy goal just in terms of increasing their confidence.
Jared, just down to you on the boundary line at the moment. It looks like Tiwi's trying to spread that ball wider quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking pretty sharp with their skills at the moment, but I think the turnovers, so whoever can create the pressure and actually make their opposition have more turnovers will go a long way in winning this game.
All right, the ball's bottled up in the middle at the restart. Umpire Manning letting it go a long time before deciding to have a ball up, giving both sides plenty of opportunity to get it out. Peter, what do you think of Ryan O'Sullivan for Darwin? Is he the key today for them?
Yeah, it could well be. I just think the work in close is going to be critical for them. And early on, Tiwi have done pretty well in the centre square. This will be their third clearance before that tackle.
Ball coming out now and trying to get it on. Stokes can't handle the hot handball. Loose on the ground. Tiwi now clean it up through Clement Karanua. Back over the top, trying to keep it forward. That's one of the, that's Lockie Dale. He's been an import for the Tiwi Bombers. Picked up though, scooped up, one-handed through Clement Karanua. Picks out Aussie Wani Mary, this captain for the Tiwi Bombers today. Beautiful pick up there by Clement Karanua. Finds his teammate, and Aussie will go back and have a shot.
Very adept at finding space for himself, Aussie Wanamiri. He's captaining the side today and rarely misses from 20 metres out. And that was the case there. He has converted that goal and put Tiwi 7 points in front.
They really put the pressure on to Darwin then, in terms of to force the turnover, keep the ball moving forward. Peter, is that something that perhaps they should have been doing more of? Can they sustain it for 4 quarters, do you think?
Well, I guess that's the question, because there's been plenty of enthusiasm there before, and they've, as pointed out by Jared, the turnovers are going to be critical, and at the moment Tiwi should have more energy, and they look like forcing the errors a bit better than Buffalo's at the moment. Just 9 or 10 changes to a side that Buffalo's suffered this week. It just takes a little while for the team sense to get working.
Purantata-Mary versus O'Sullivan. Tapped out by Purantata-Mary. Quick handball back. They've got time to get away. That's Harley Purantata-Mary actually balks and then goes and then gives the kick. They're still trying to move it forward. Jalen Clark now for Darwin gets the ball first from the spilled handball. Looks for a teammate over the top and finds him. Can't get it on though quickly. Still fumbled. Now Collinson picks it up with a quick kick to nowhere. Chopped off though by the Bombers half back. They bring it back into the middle of the ground. Picking out Aussie Wanamiri with a great quick handball. Left foot drives it up forward. Looking for his teammate. Shrugs one tackle. Gets out of the second, gives a handball. Kerr in there again trying to give it on. Loose ball. Picked up though by the Buffs defence as they try to bring it out. Then there's a high tackle, free kick paid.
Good effort there by Gary Purantata-Mary. He was in form last week with 7 goals, and he worked hard after he lost initial possession and got back into the contest and got the reward. Good effort by Gary Purantata-Mary, only a youngster.
As it kicked forward now, punched away though by the looks of Cameron Stokes, the Buffs veteran. Ball's gone out of bounds, will be thrown in. They just seemed a little bit more direct with the way they're using the ball, Peter, at this early stage.
Well, there's people like Aussie Wanamiri down there to organise the forward line a little bit. I think that's important. The same person doesn't, at the moment, appear to exist in the Buffalo forwards.
Well, O'Sullivan got front position, tapped it forward, but it was Kerr there for the Tiwi Bombers. A free kick's been found, and it'll go to Tiwi. Atkinson, quick handball off to his to a running teammate. Puts it on the left foot, finds another for the Buffs out on half back, wide out there, just inside the boundary line scoreboard side. Bringing it back in, punched away though by the Tiwi defenders. O'Sullivan's in the mix again. Giving it over to Phil Wills, who puts it forward, tapped away. Patrick Heenan on the ground on the reburst, gets it back onto his right foot, centres that kick, punched out there, pushed out, and a free kick will be paid.
Yeah, silly mistake, because he had the drop on the Tiwi player, Bradley Palapiomini. His kick to the forward pocket, a clever mark there by the Tiwi player. So that was a quick transfer from Buffalo's forward line into their defence. They're under a bit of pressure at the moment.
They are a little bit, and they've actually brought it. They brought the ball in a few different areas within that 50 as well. So They're prepared to throw the ball around a little bit, the Tiwi Bombers.
Just the point.
Slightly offline. Stokes restarts play very quickly. 14 points, plays 6. Tiwi Bombers with an advantage. Darwin running the ball out wide. Good open space in front of the Buffs player there. I can't make out his number from here, I'm sorry. He gets further forward. They send it inside their 50. Outnumbered 2-1 though. 2 should always beat 1. The Bombers making a little bit of hard work for themselves, but they've given themselves some time and got it out through Michael Dunn. He finds a teammate, then brings it back inboard, finds Patrick Heenan. Heenan now decides to go up and over to his teammate Jason Purantatameri, who understands his first game for the season. Peter?
Yeah, first or second game. Pretty important. Free given away there at a real critical turnover, and gives Buffs the opportunity, but outnumbered again back there. They're defending well, Tiwi.
Heenan and Purantatameri combining very well to keep it in control and then keep it out. And they've picked out Lachlan Dale across half-back, just in front of the commentary position. He goes in short, finds a Timapamantamiri, Jerome. He goes up forward again, looking for the experienced Simon Munkara. Can't get it cleanly. Stokes is in there with a bit of body. So's O'Sullivan. Kerr soccers it on. He got taken high in that tackle and will get a free kick. Important possession for Tiwi at centre wing.
Kerr's getting a few possessions, and he's pretty important in the middle to counter Matty Campbell. It's gone to centre half forward. Tiwi run onto the loose ball, which they're very good at, but have made the mistake in the disposal. Have the chance to bring it back into the midfield area. That's better defence or a better disposal, in the sense that it took it away from the centre corridor. However, forced through now by Buffaloes, but under pressure from Tiwi. This is probably some area of the game that they're not well known for.
The Bombers, though, clean, picked up through Monagatti. Aussie Wanameri palms off one, then gives it off to his teammate, and that teammate running into an open goal effectively was Canis Timamantamiri, is that correct? Jared, could you see from where you are? We'll watch the replay. Pick up that Tiwi score, but tremendous effort.
Yeah, Tiwi have been just more ferocious and with their attack on the footy at the moment. So they're obviously playing, got nothing to lose, and that's how they're playing. And they've been much more effective with their skill.
In fact, it was Harley Purantatameri was the goal scorer there, but tremendous strength by Aussie Wanamiri just then, Peter.
Yes, he's having a huge, and they know of Aussie. His skills are fantastic.
3 goals, 2-20, plays 1 straight goal. Darwin Tiwi lead. The Bombers looking the goods early. And a kick-off again. They're looking for Wanamiri, who presents and takes the great mark. Under a little bit of pressure there from Savika, but he had him covered well and truly. And Austin Wanamiri will go back and have a shot at goal for the Tiwi's 4th.
Haven't got a lot of options, have they, Buffaloes, for a match-up with Aussie? When you consider his AFL experience and just the role that he's playing in the forward line. So Buffalo coach Mark Motlop certainly presented with a challenge there. His shot for goal looks very good off the boot and is a goal. That's a handy 3-goal, 20-point lead now to the Tiwi Bombers.
And that's Wanamiri's 2nd goal so far. We've gone nearly 13 minutes in this first quarter. The Tiwis need a dominant, Jared Isler, the Tiwis need a dominant forward today. And Aussie is certainly presenting himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as Austin Wanamiri comes off for a rest, and rotation is going to be pretty important for teams today. And we've just noticed that number 48 for the Tiwi Bombers, that's Harley Purantatamiri. He's been very effective. But number 40, Joseph Burke, is doing a job, and Matt came off. Joseph Burke came off with him.
Must-win game really for the Darwin Buffaloes. Their season hangs in the balance. They can't afford the Tiwi Bombers to get away from them here at all, so they'd want to regroup fairly quickly because the runs so far in this first 13 and a half minutes of this quarter have been certainly with the Tiwi Bombers, but they've done the work, Peter, to get that run.
Yeah, the area in the centre that Buffs might have hoped they might have had a bit of a ascendancy, they certainly haven't. Fortunate to get away with that tackle, and yet again the ball has gone in the direction of the Tiwis into the forward line.
Kenny Puruntatameri driving it in there, and there's been a push and a free kick found. Well, speaks volumes about being in front position in a contest. Anywhere on the ground, but especially in the forward line. And Jared, there's that man again, Harley Puruntatameri.
Yeah, you talk about matchups. They're going to find it hard, I think, Buffaloes, to find up a matchup for all the small forwards that Tiwi Bombers have that have exquisite skills and obviously speed.
Well, the umpire just coming in to clear out the 10-metre zone there. That sounded pretty good off the boot. That's gone through. All clear given. Goal number 5. The Tiwi Bombers lead 5 goals to 32 to Darwin's one straight kick, and we have gone 15 minutes here in the first quarter.
Very dominant Tiwi Bombers to this stage. Their skill level superior at the moment to Buffaloes, who have tried to already with a number of moves plug holes, but while they're getting a little bit of space, the Tiwis will take a lot of stopping.
Monagatti moves into the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers. Atkinson for Darwin. One out by Phil Wills. I think that's their first clearance today. It's down to full forward. Edwards couldn't take the chest mark diving. Tapped on. Whistle's gone. Free kick's been found, and Edwards will actually earn a free kick for an in the back from Jason Puruntatameri. Peter, what did you think of that?
Didn't quite catch the incident. Edwards dived for the ball and it fell out, and then it appears that Puruntatameri must have jumped on his back. So he's certainly within his kicking distance.
Well, he's already got one. He's already got one for the Buffaloes. He is their only goal scorer so far.
Even at this early stage, a critical kick for goal.
It is, just to keep them in touch. Well, he makes no mistake. Goal umpire Joanne Wood didn't move. All clear given. High fives all round at centre half forward for the Darwin Buffaloes. So 5 goals to 32. They still trail 2 goals straight, the Buffaloes. We'll just quickly have a look at this replay, Peter, in terms of what happened. Edwards come in, bounces off his chest. Well,
as Edwards tried to get it out, there was certainly some impact on his back, so that's where the free kick came from. But very important for Darwin, and they just need to get better clearance out of the middle to be any chance of catching Tiwi are just playing with heaps of confidence at the moment. This is a problem I see, because Tiwi will comfortably kick around 15 to 20 goals, I would have thought.
They are, and some of the outs for the Darwin Buffaloes include some of their key forwards, Stephen Anderson, Adam Zambono and David Shillabeer, so they've got to find a goal scorer somewhere. Edwards is the man today, or falling, no free kick, play on, high tackle paid. Free kick's being paid out of zone for a high tackle. It's going to go to the Tiwi players. The crowd reacted, not surprisingly. Kenny Puruntatameri gets up holding his head, and he's in fact earned a free kick. Michael Hagan for Darwin takes the mark. Play on is called, he takes too long, gives a handball off, doesn't really go anywhere. Still clear on the ground, trying to knock it out. Can't get it up. Collinson, quick kick away as Hagan and Kenny Puruntatameri continue to push and shove. It's been taken though by the Bombers through Joseph Burke. He kicks it out wide, finds a teammate out on that far wing. Sends it back to centre half forward. Monagatti comes down. 2 grabs but takes the mark. So the big ruckman drifted down there. Looks like he was unattended, Peter.
Yeah, he was. He provided the lead, but they just haven't got much height to counter any of the bigger Tiwi players that drift forward. So a combination of that plus Aussie Wanamiri when he's out there really proving a bit of a headache at the moment for the Buffaloes.
Jalen Clark was taken high then. He'll have a free kick. Whistle's gone all round. And I'd say Jalen Clark has actually backed out over the boundary line and played on, changed direction, and so that means the ball will be thrown in.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what he did, and senior players should know better.
Good pick-up by the boundary umpire there, Andrew Herwood. Thrown in. Front position. O'Sullivan. for Darwin. Can't find a teammate. The ball's spilled out though. Wills has got the first use of it. Quick hands off to another Buffs teammate. Sent back to centre wing. It's going to be a turnover again. They've moved the ball. They've got the runners here and they've got open space. This is dangerous for Darwin. They bring it back inboard. It's knocked away by Hagan. O'Sullivan can't pick it up. Big body coming through there. Didn't collect anyone. That was Erlinson.
That was a good example then of something that Jared picked up. The attack on the ball in that little contest there by Tiwi was full on. 2 or 3 of the Buffalo players hesitated, stood back, and Tiwi got a chance at a ball 30 metres out from goal.
Ball is loose. Aussie Wanamiri has just come back on the field, so he's going to get an easy kick early, set things up for his teammate, and he does. Called to play on is Kieran Apamini.
We're just clock about to turn over to time on in this first quarter, and Tiwi would be pretty pleased with the outcome because they have actually gone against the breeze. Ball's brought out from half back by Buffaloes. That looked a little bit tidier and found a good... They found a target, thought they'd found a target, but the lad dropped a fairly easy chest mark. Young Lee Munangur from across in Arnhem Land, part of a project by the Buffaloes to involve people from that area in their senior side. So the boundary throw in just the forward, Tiwi forward side of centre, but it goes towards cleared by Buffaloes. Chance for Wills. Matty Campbell, as his class shows, gets it back out to Wills, who kicks long to Edwards. Be a good contest, brought to ground by Jason Purantaramerry and just pushed across the boundary. An appeal for a free kick there by the Buffaloes, but a throw-in is the call.
Well, I think they were chasing a deliberate out of bounds, but good work by Jason Purantaramerry there. It's a good contest. It's going to be a good one that unfolds all day. 5-2-32, Tiwi lead Darwin, 2 straight goals. Quick hands from Wills onto Collinson, underground, not a great kick. Can't pick it up is Stokes. Now he gives it back to Collinson. Left foot snap, goes towards goal looking for Edwards, but Purantaramerry inside the square, better judge of the ball. He brings it back out. The bounces, though, doesn't hit his teammate on the full. Tries to pick it up, not clear under enormous pressure. Then that's holding the ball as you try a one-handed handball. So Camden, Vergona, Ross there getting caught under a lot of pressure. Darwin will go back and have what is effectively only their second deliberate shot at goal.
Much underrated and talented player, this lad, Damien Williams, should certainly be a target for the Thunder squad. And now that I've put the mockers on him, we'll see how he goes for this critical shot on goal.
Well, prior to Christmas, he kicked a bag of 6 or 7 at Waratahs, although that won't be added to his overall season tally. It's gone through the point for a point. 2 goals, 1-13. They still trail 5-2.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lucky shot at goal, really, because it was a turnover by Tiwi. They fumbled the
back out to that far wing, punched away by Saveka, who has drifted down. Boundary, the ball will be thrown in. A bit of a rap on this Joseph Saveka, actually, Peter. I like the way he plays. Very strong physical body for a half-back and very mobile as well.
Bit of discussion here because there was a claim by some of the Buffalo players that the ball had gone out without it being touched, but and has made that decision that way. So
looks like that's been upheld as O'Sullivan will send it in again, looking for Edwards. Front position spoiled away from him. The Bombers, though, casually bring it out. Turnover, though, unfortunately across half forward for them, half back. The Buffs have a chance to go forward again, and they do. Picked up by Zane Edwards-Clark, although it's gone out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a turnover, and that could almost be 50. He didn't actually give it back to the player on the full. Patrick Heenan. I noticed that Harley Purantaramerry in the centre of the ground is actually free there, but he decides to go up along the line. The mark's taken very strongly there.
Good mark there by Damien Williams again for Buffaloes, and quickly in looking for Edwards at full forward. Oh, good contest. Purintada Mary did everything he could to try and knock the ball clear, but Edwards used all his AFL experience to hold his ground and hold the mark, and 20 metres out, one would have to think that he's going to convert, and he's proving critical to their scoring.
Well, he showed a fair bit of strength. That was just pure strength, really, then, wasn't it? Aaron Edwards. There's only about 20 metres out, directly in front. He brings it in, the all clear given. So Darwin claw another one back. 5 goals 2 to 3 goals 1.
Jared, Tiwi seemed to have dominated the quarter, but yet only lead by 2 goals. Your thoughts?
Obviously, the last 5 minutes there has Buffaloes has a lot more possession and been able to keep the ball inside their 50, get the ball in their 50. Their forwards are playing in front, and their midfield's been able to set up that wall across the ground. So Tiwi haven't been able to get flow on run off the half back, which has been so effective for them up until this point.
They're going to have to find another avenue, Darwin, as well, because Edwards has got 3 goals now. So he's kicked pretty much their entire score. So they've got to. The likelihood of him kicking 10 or 15 today would be highly unlikely. As the ball's socket out, Collinson's first done there, gives it off to his teammate. Handball over the top, picked up again. As they go further forward, Buff spoiled off the boot. Williams is the target, dragged back inside. Turns and then goes back in again, finds Patrick Heenan. Heenan on the right foot, sends it forward. Great mark there by Purintada Mary. He goes up looking for Kerr, played on quickly. He gives off his hands to Bradley Palapamini, and he sends it out as... Is that Gary Purintada Mary?
Yeah, I think it is, and he's proving quite a decent target for them, but the use of the ball by Palapamini and further back up the ground by people like Heenan is proving a difference, as the shot will be after the siren.
Gary Purintada Mary comes in with an opportunity at the end of this quarter to make it 6 goals 2. It goes across the face. So here we are at the end of the first term. The Tiwi Bombers lead 5 goals 3, 33 to Darwin's 3 goals 1, 19.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
You guys catch anything yet?
Nah, nothing yet, but we're feeling lucky.
See you later.
Road tyres
Yeah, soft sand.
and a 7-metre tide.
Oh,
What could possibly go wrong?
plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
This summer, pass your personal best. Pass the time doing things you love. Pass the SunSense, please. SunSense SPF 50+ is a very high UV sunscreen, sold only in pharmacies, that's made right here in Australia for Australian conditions. And for the best price on SunSense, you can't go past Chemist Warehouse.
Back live here for the round 13 clash, Tiwi versus Darwin. 5 goals, 333. Tiwi leads Darwin 3 goals, 1. I'm Ashley Manakaris, joining me with Peter Atkinson and Jared Island on the boundary. Jared, very quickly to you straight away. There's a play on call that's still going. Is the quarter time huddles? What are the messages?
Yeah, look, both coaches decided to take their team into the cool boxes there, so we weren't allowed access, but that just goes to show that there's a bit of heat in this game with 33 degrees. It feels like more like 39, 40 degrees, so that's obviously a factor.
Yep, tropical conditions up here in the north as Tiwi plays it back to himself, does Patrick Heener, then brings it back into that middle corridor. Risky, but Tiwi football. They take the mark and then play on quickly as Bradley Palapamini presents himself in the middle of the field. Long, high bomb up to Harley Puran Tatameri, one of 2 multiple goal scorers for the Tiwi Bombers in that first quarter. He can't collect it, hassled out of it by Joey Collinson. Very clever chip kick over to Jared Stokes on centre wing. Gives it to his running teammate in Jack Purton Smith. Smith back onto O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan to Jalen Clark, who mistimes his kick. Picks out Edwards on the lead. He's their only goal scorer for the Buffs. And there's a turnover and Tiwi go forward. Finds Kerr. Kerr in front of Hagan. He wheels off onto his right foot looking for Aussie Wanameri. 1 grab, 2 grab, hassled, and a free kick will be paid. Well, Harley Puran Tatameri there for a moment thought he was going to go. Simon Walker was the officiating umpire. Very good position. Interesting, the umpires, just quickly before we get on to Aussie Wanameri, there is rotating a 4-umpire system. Simon Walker wasn't on in the first quarter. He's come on in this second to deal with that very issue, Jared, which is the heat.
Yeah, that was clever play. Just a bit of too much desperation from Cameron Stokes, and obviously that's his role when Aussie Wanamiri goes into the 50. A pretty ordinary shot on goal, unfortunately, for Aussie, and that hands the ball back to the Buffaloes.
Bit disappointing. Aussie Wanamiri's already got 2 goals, got them in the first quarter, and was very influential for the Tiwi Bombers as they had plenty of run. The 2 ruckmen go at it. No contest. Jalen Clark lucky to get away with that there. Then a quick kick. Stokes picks it up, palms off one, then gets it onto his right, looking for a target, and he finds him.
Damien Williams
That's
handball
Williams
into
again.
the middle.
Back onto the running Stokes. Stokes. No clear entry then, Peter.
No, they're a bit like Jalen Clark's kick into centre half forward earlier. They're just trying to be a little bit too perfect, and it's giving the ball back to Tiwi. So far they haven't been able to take advantage. Chance here for Buffaloes in the middle through Matty Campbell, but it's not clear, and the ball out wide of any pack suits the Tiwis.
Well, he's been caught holding the ball, dived on it, didn't knock it out. Kick comes out very wide and just kept in. Just over the top, Purton Smith finds a teammate, then goes in and has a shot at goal.
It's very low percentage kick again. With a couple of these younger guys in the Buff side, they're just playing very poor percentage football. Should be giving their teammates a better chance to retain possession with their delivery.
Well, no one probably talking to them, but Manunga actually had time then to probably settle, and he also had no options up forward anyway, so he probably should have held on to it a bit longer. Ball comes forward. Stokes dragged off the ball there. No free kick awarded. Play on is the call. Tiwi get out. Great run down and chase and tackle then. And that's Aaron Edwards. And he's actually earned a free kick. So he's going to go back and have a shot at goal from 20 metres out directly in front. And if he converts this will be his 4th.
It's been terrific value inside that 50, Aaron Edwards, and that was no fault of his immediate opponent, who he's having a great battle with, Jason Pirantaramerri. It was just the slow reaction by Jason's teammate off the boot and straight through the middle, and a valuable goal to Buffaloes at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter.
Aaron Edwards now has 4 goals directly. Jared, can I just ask you, do you think Darwin might want to think about a second tall? I mean, Edwards is competing in the air, but they haven't got anyone else.
Yeah, and look, not at this stage. I think Darwin needs to go a little bit more direct when they've got the football. They're sort of, I guess Tiwi's defence is pushing them wide, but they just need to get the ball quicker and more direct. And you called the names before, Jared Stokes, Michael Hagan, Joseph Collinson. These guys need to get more of the football more directly into the forward line to give Edwards that one-on-one opportunity against Purantatameri.
Back in the middle, Wills trying to collect, does. Right foot kick, sends it forward to the Michael Long Learning Centre end. There's a hold in the air, advantage paid. The Bombers run it away. They're back in the centre of the field, looking for a target. Wanamiri presents, doesn't have it. Dragged down by Stokes, will get the free kick at centre half forward. It was a little bit easy then, Peter, dragging that ball through the middle.
Yeah, and the ball's being brought back. The tackle was a little bit silly on the part of the Buffalo player, because it was clear that Wanamiri was out of the contest, but if they can just tidy up a bit around half back and then rebound, then Buffaloes will be back in this. But I'm sure Wanamiri from this area will be very dangerous. Good to see, though, Buffaloes have got extra players back already, so it's going to be hard for Tiwi to get through without a short pass somewhere in this.
Wanamiri backs himself from inside the square, lands it near the goal square. There was a big push out, and the free kick will go to Alex Erlitzen. 7 points the difference. 5 goals, 3 plays, 4 goals, 2. Season's on the line. Erlitzen finds Joey Collinson. Collinson brings it into Hagan. Hagan over the top, looking for Jared Stokes. 3 people Jared Eilert was just talking about just then. They can't get a clean handball away. Turnover there. Still got it on half back. Now it's cleared out. That was Damien Williams a long way from home up forward. But there's a turnover. They bring the ball back, Tiwi. Finds Kerr. Steps, takes us, then looks for a teammate. Knocked away though by Saveka. Well, he looked for Munkara, Simon Munkara. Saveka just got a last grasp to it.
That was a good effort by Savika. Then I thought he'd actually just been caught out of position, but terrific reach. A critical little effort there for the Buffaloes. Buffaloes on ballers there, trying desperately to get it out of defence. Ooh.
Well, now they clear the ball away, but gee, they... Oh, and Williams has come up over the top and early. Play on, says the umpire. Now Wills, Phil Wills.
Was that a realistic attempt at a mark?
Well, it's play on.
I thought that was the...
Edwards-Clark can't pick it up, fumbles it twice, then he picks it up, has a shot at goal. There is a push in the back, a free kick has been paid, but the all clear will be given. Advantage, that is a goal, a much needed goal, and suddenly the ball game is back to 1 point. 5 goals, 333 plays, 6 goals, 232. Peter?
Yeah, that was a terrific effort on the fly. The ball came in long and quick, and I think that's going to be pretty important to the way both sides, but yeah, a good effort there by Buffs.
Well, Edwards-Clark got pushed in the back just as he had a fairly sizable push in the back there, so the free kick was definitely there, but he'd managed to score the goal anyway, so the advantage play on, all clear was given. Suddenly it's a 1 point ball game. Darwin got plenty to play for here. They trail Waratahs on the ladder by 2.5 games and really need to keep winning as it's cleared out. Long driving kick. Munkara presents himself. Oh, led. Play on is the call. Stokes helped out. Savika. Stokes on the left puts it out in front of Jalen Clark. If he can one grab it, this will be interesting. Gives it off to a teammate, back to Clark. They're playing with it, haven't gone anywhere just yet. Now out to Matty Campbell. What can he do, the former AFL North Melbourne player? Gives it off to a teammate there. That's Ankin Abbott. Tries to beat one, then he gets onto his right. Has a shot at goal, but it's curling around, was a miss. And now the scores are tied up. 5 goals, 333 to 5 goals, 333.
9 minutes into the second quarter, so it was a wasted opportunity by the Buffaloes.
Canis, Tipperman and Mary. They like to bring that ball inside, which they have. Kept possession. Now they're taking it across to the scoreboard side. Wanamiri. Good solid experience mark there.
It was a big effort by Wanamiri then. He started when the ball had been gained equal to the centre circle and just pushed hard into the forward 50. Was clever enough to take virtually a mark over his shoulder. So it was a good effort and probably within range going by the kick that he had from near the 50 before.
Michael Dunn for Tiwi showing a bit of run off the back line there, Peter, too.
It's a good goal.
Well, it's a nice shot.
Was
just
an even better point.
Best point of the day.
Michael Dunn's probably in the best 3 players, much underrated for Tiwi. Rarely wastes a possession and just is so quick. His opponent rarely sighted.
Well, Darwin have managed to get the ball out to the scoreboard side. It's with Wills who plays on without a Tiwi player touching it yet. Bit of a missed kick from the captain, but they're going to get away with it. He's got it back. Purton Smith tried to beat one, then couldn't get rid of it. The ball's still bottled up there. Well, this will be a ball up. Right forward pocket. They fairly moved that ball from fullback to up into their forward 50. Relatively easy, did Darwin.
I think Tiwi are falling, Jared might comment on this, falling back into some of their... A good goal there.
Great goal.
Their defensive efforts were reasonable early, Tiwi, but now they're just running down the middle corridor, so that's why giving Buffaloes the opportunity to go quickly around the flanks.
Yeah, Peter, absolutely. You can sense that Darwin Buffaloes can, sense that the Tiwi Bombers have dropped off on their intensity around the ball. the first quarter went for around 26 minutes, and Darwin Buffaloes actually got on top in the last 5 to 7. So they've come out after quarter time, and they've certainly rolled on with it. So this is going to test Tiwi Bombers, their mental, physical strength and their fitness.
And they're finding a couple more goal scorers in their second quarter, Darwin, which is very important for them. Stokes over high, knocked out, can't get picked up. Comes out to Kerr. Kerr gives off a quick hands, very quick. Looking for his teammate, spoiled away. Still in play, but it hits the...
It shouldn't actually be even a point. It actually hit the point post, which meant right. Out of bounds. So
out of bounds. In fact, it's going to be thrown
been picked up. So the correct result in the end.
The experience of Simon Walker winning out there. 6 goals, 3:39, plays 5:4:34. Darwin has hit the front at the 12.5 minute mark of the second term. They trailed by 14 points at quarter time. Atkinson, front position, can't win it. Stokes for Darwin, taps it out to his teammate. Risky, but they keep it in. He started to present himself a lot more, Perkin Smith, in this second term. Long inboard kick to Cameron Stokes. Stokes across to Clark, under pressure, had it knocked away. Good recovery. Makara comes in to help. And he's been caught holding them. In fact, he's paid a throw there, as umpire Matthews. Clark on centre wing. Drives it long. Williams presents himself. Brings it down in front. Wills picks it up. One grab. Quick handball off to a teammate. Underground again to Wills. Under enormous pressure. They've kept it inside the boundary line. Monagatti can't get it. Drags it back in. Now knocks it back out. Mankara has a second go at it.
Dunn.
Driven forward by Edwards-Clark, but it's picked off by Michael Dunn. Dunn across to his teammate Jason Purantatameri, who can't hold it, but he's got time to recover.
Looks to bring it back across the front of Buffalo's goals, but then forced to go towards the boundary. That's good defence then by Buffaloes, who are very quick to man up then across the middle, and this is a fairly fundamental difference between the two sides at the moment. When there's a turnover back deep, the Buffaloes players are tending to match up much quicker. Tiwi just have to tighten up in that area.
Jared, what are you sensing in the relation to the way the game is turning at the moment? The Buffs have come right back.
Yeah, well, obviously it's 4 quarters, and I think the Buffaloes know that if they can keep pressure on, they can keep getting in front, they can keep making tackles and pushing the ball forward. They're going to run over the top of Tiwi Bombers, and we're seeing a little bit of that now.
Campbell with composure to Collinson, and again we see Clark Edwards present himself. Can't hold it. Purantatameri picks it up, can't get rid of it. Dragged down. Good pressure by the Darwin forwards. Ball goes out of bound 5 metres from the point post.
Pretty important period in the game now, this last 10 minutes of the second quarter. It's been observed before that Tiwi's fitness levels haven't been the best all season, and the last 5 minutes and 10 minutes of each quarter is really when that gets exposed.
Stokes wheels around on his left foot. In there was Williams in the square. Picking it up was Dunn across to his teammate. Purantatameri, short kick, and it's held. Play on, not 15 is the call. And in fact, he's touched and stepped out of bounds. Now the interesting thing is this, that was only just short, because those goal posts are actually about 6.2 metres apart. The ball's got to travel 15 metres in the air, so good call by the umpire there. Atkinson grabs it, then has a quick shot at goal. Optimistic perhaps, Peter?
Ruckman trying to be a rover. Good attempt, but probably not the best decision.
Collinson caught, gives it off to Hagan, who tries to spin his way out of trouble, gets caught though. Good defence there by Tiwi, and Collinson picks up a smoking handball on the way through, puts it on his left boot and guides it through for the Buffalo's 7th goal. 7 goals 3 they lead to 5 goals 4 as we approach the 17-minute mark.
A lot of Buffalo players pushed into the 50 then. If you look back, there were only 3 or 4 players in the Tiwi forward line. So they took advantage. They're perhaps backing themselves more, getting more numbers around the action Buffaloes, and it's paying off on the scoreboard.
Jared Eilert just combining then. Hagan, Collinson and Stokes. Collinson finished it off. Stokes gave him the handball.
Yeah, look, and they're 3 key players for Buffalo's, 3 key running players for them, and the Buffs have just held onto the footy. They maintained possession, made Tiwi work a little bit harder.
As they come out forward. Oh, well judged and timed there by Gary Purantatameri. Looked like it was going to go over everyone's head, but Gary Purantatameri judged it beautifully, stuck his hands up, 2 juggles and brought it in.
Goal.
An important goal for the Tiwi Bombers. It's Gary Purantatameri's first goal. Of course, last week he kicked 7, so he's a key up forward. And they edge back closer.
They would have been frustrated 18 minutes into the second quarter going with a very slight breeze and their first goal, so they'd be a bit frustrated at that result. They would have been looking for more, and I certainly tipped them to kick in excess of 15 goals. Well, at this rate, they're not going to do that.
Very clean out of the middle then with the Tiwi Bombers. A lot of life left in this game just yet, as we approach the 18.5-minute mark. 5 points the difference. 14 points the difference at quarter time. Well, Williams has gone into the ruck. Still one out by the Bombers though. Purantatameri presents himself again. And that was much cleaner, much easier. That was a beautiful, beautiful lead and mark.
It really was. He had a player backing into the contest and another one coming from behind. So promising player, this kid, Gary Purantatameri.
Well, he's on a bit of an angle, 45 degrees. He'd be about 40 metres out. By the time he kicks, he's going to kick from a 45. He's got the breeze over his right shoulder. He's allowed for it. It's a beautiful kick. Clenches his fists and says, thank you very much. So he's got his 2nd in a minute. The Bombers have got their 7th. 7 goals, 4-46. They lead Darwin 7-3-45. Jared, what do you think about who are they going to put on Gary Purantatameri?
Yeah, look, well, they had 2 on him at that instance and one trying to drop back to fill the hole. But just the influence that Ostawanameri has, he's just come out of the centre. And whilst he was in there for the last 2, Tiwi Bombers have come out with clean possession, clean centre clearances, and it resulted in 2 goals.
Back in the middle. Giant kick up and under. Clark sits under it. Hasn't gone... Well, I wouldn't have thought it had gone 15, but Jalen Clark's been given the benefit of the doubt and has got a kick. Wills, quickly, sends it forward, looking for Edwards. Sandwich between 2. The crumbs is picked up by Campbell, and what a goal! Well, the ex-North Melbourne forward pocket just showed why he played at that level. Beautiful left kick curling. Great goal.
Great skill. As we watch him on replay, I would have thought that's exactly why they're now resting him down in the forward pocket rather than using him through the interchange, I think, as we watch the replay. Great contest here by Edwards to force the ball out, but then running, that's a really difficult pocket to kick a goal from, and Matty Campbell shows his class.
And the best part about that for the Darwin Buffaloes, for my mind, is they've now got 4 different goal scorers this quarter to balance out Aaron Edwards, who already has 4 for the game. Come clear, Harley Purantatameri taken across the chest. Play on is the call. Stokes can't get away with it. The Bombers, though, Kerr presents himself. In there is spoiled. He picks up the crumbs, though. Then he goes out looking for Austin Wanameri on the burst. He's still got pace over that 10 or 15 metres as Austin Wanameri.
And they're kicking to him with confidence because on the burst, he's just so clean when he gets the chance to get his hands to the ball. And as Jared pointed out, he's having a huge influence, not just in the forward 50, but whenever he organises his teammates in the centre square as he goes for goal. He looks happy with it, and it's home, so puts the Tiwis back in front, I think.
He gets his third goal. He's one of 3 multiple goal scorers, Austin Wanameri, and they go 51. We are nearly 22 and a half minutes into this second term. Darwin clawed themselves back into the game, and the Tiwi Bombers have bounced back. As Peter Atkinson was saying earlier, the last 5 minutes of each quarter has exposed the Bombers at times.
They've done well in this quarter, though.
But they have done very well in this quarter.
And it was critical that they did so. They couldn't afford to go in at half-time down by a couple.
Monagatti versus O'Sullivan. Stokes interferes with it. Loose. Buffs player leaves his man. That's Purvis. Oh, he gets cleaned up, and play on is the call. Canis Tippermanameri picks it up, then sends it up into the forward. Up there was Munkara, so was Wanameri, but it'll off hands and go through for a point. The edge just a little bit further away. Well, it's not a very good kick from the defender there. That was Purvis. And that's an easy find, and it's Harleypur and Tatameri that they find all alone. Well, Peter, I thought it was about 3-on-1 just then.
Yeah, just wouldn't have expected the poor kick from that back pocket. He picked the one Tiwi player that was standing in the middle of 3 teammates, the Buffalo defender. They're now going to pay the price.
And Harleypur and Tatameri gets his third for the game. And the Bombers get their 9th. Jared, these goals late in a game, in a quarter, are very important.
Yeah, it's funny how there's a big sort of dark cloud rolling over, making it a bit overcast, and it's dropped the temperature down by 2 or 3 degrees, and now the goals are starting to rain. And I must admit, this is what I was expecting from these two teams, a high-scoring shootout, and we're starting to get that now.
I will say this, though, the conditions out there look perfect, heat aside. Important stoppage, this one. Restart. Got it clear. Still loose. Here come the Bombers again. Straight out of the middle. Good pressure. They've got some run in their legs now. Punched away by Saveka. The ball will be thrown in. Just in front of the Darwin coaching position. Into the coach's box. Every clearance important in the last couple of minutes here. Every score. Give each team an advantage at some point. Not clear. Tapped on. Pillicow looks for a teammate. It's Nathan. He's been quite important out of the middle for Tiwi in the last couple of restarts.
Yeah,
Peter.
Nathan Palaqui's got he's actually a little more experienced than you might have thought. Very, very talented and very skillful. So clever reader of the play. They're using him pretty well so far.
Goal will be critical here. Stokes gets a quick handball away as Darwin tries to run it out. Collinson thought about the man, gave his teammate Alex Erlitzson time to get rid of it, send it forward. He's kicked it into vacant space though. Got a teammate trying to run onto it. That's Paul Campbell. Locks it up instead in front of the scoreboard, which reads 9 goals 558 to 8 goals 351. Only 26 and a half minutes gone in this second term. Time on. Wills picks it up, can't get it out. So the ball's going to be restarted. In fact, it wasn't Wills, it was Jack Purton-Smith. Atkinson wins it out. Carr overruns it. Long looking for Edwards. Both Edwards and Puruntatameri forced to turn. Edwards collects, then centres the kick and finds Damien Williams, who had got himself a small advantage. Williams will go back and have a very much a definite shot at goal.
Made a complete mess of one in the first quarter going the other end, but gee, this is an important shot.
Well, he straight it off to the right in that first quarter with that first shot, and he's done it again this time to the Michael Long end. So 9 goals, 458, 8 goals, 452. Wait for the play to restart. Jared, they've got to convert those goals, don't they?
Tiwi Bombers player just overran it, but great effort by Aaron Edwards to set up Damien Williams, but we see another shot on goal now.
Yeah, that was Clark Edwards saying. And again, 2 misses in a minute. The scoreboard dynamic could change slightly if that were one of those was converted. And go into the break a little bit closer. Still, they've clawed back a 14-point break. They led at one stage, Darwin, as there's been another turnover and a very good mark, and he's got a free player in the middle there and he's picked him straight out. Well, good vision. Didn't waste any time, went straight back and picked out Lee Manunga. He's going to have a shot from about 42 metres out, I think, by the time he hits the boot. Nice kick, leans back into it a little bit, but he's got good height and good distance, and he goes through there. David Roden, the ex-AFL player in goals today, hardly had to move.
That was excellent execution then. Left footer, if you when it reaches his hands, that was a good mark, intercept mark.
It was good by Tyrone Rowe.
And this was very, very clean.
Yeah, Tyrone Rowe picked up very quickly that he was clear. Straight onto him. Very important goal, that one.
Let's turn the game into what we wanted.
Well, both teams here, Tiwi looking for their first win of the season and Darwin having to win to stay in a finals race. Tipped out, cleared. Campbell gets it, knocks it clear. Still loose. No one's got real possession.
Back.
Got jumped on in the back, and so O'Sullivan will go down. Will get up and have a kick. He's got runners everywhere. He decides to go himself. Kicks it out wide. Knocked away from the last goal scorer. Comes over to Collinson. Gives it out to her teammates, back to Manunga. He can't clean it up. Still loose. Bombers run away with it there. No, he has a bounce. He gets great chase there by Collinson, I think it was. In fact, it was the skipper, Wills. Well, if you want your captain to work and be a leader on the field, that's it. Half time here at the round 13 match, Tiwi versus Darwin. 9 goals, 14-58. The Tiwi Bombers trail Darwin 9 goals, 5-59.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
You guys catch anything yet?
Nah, nothing yet, but we're feeling lucky.
See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
and a 7 metre tide.
Oh,
What could possibly go wrong?
plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
This summer, pass your personal best. Pass the time doing things you love. Pass the SunSense, please. SunSense SPF 50 Plus is a very high for Australian conditions. And for the best price on SunSense, you can't go past Chemist Warehouse.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today for what is truly a defining moment in the history of Australian football.
We're proud and privileged to be part of the inaugural season of the National Women's League. We want to play our part in growing the sport broadly, not just in South.
be in trouble, man. Copy that.
One point the difference here in the third quarter in the Tiwi versus Darwin important game. The Bombers searching for their first win for this season, and Darwin having to win to stay in the race for the top 5 position. I'm Ashley Manakaris with Peter Atkinson, and our boundary rider is Jared Islet as we get the third quarter underway. Big tap out there by the Bombers, Ruckman Monaghetti. Picked up though by Atkinson, miss kick smothered, bounces. Meninga can't pick it up. Stokes can though for Darwin. Then sends it forward looking for Aaron Edwards. Already kicked 4. Edwards balks under pressure from Purantatameri. Patrick Heenan though, being one of the Bombers' best up in defence, is taken out after he kicks it. The free kick will come further downfield. And in fact, Heenan runs to take it, which is a bit strange because Dylan Kerr should have had it. In fact, he's bailed up there by umpire Walker already, and Dylan Kerr will restart play. He kicks it out to his leading ruckman. In fact, it's Lachlan Dale. Dale sends it in short and picks up Joseph Burke. Oh, they're going to kick to each other on that far wing side in front of the scoreboard. Minute of play down. Now he brings it back in board and finds Heenan. And he picks out Heenan with a great foot pass, picks out Dylan Kerr, which is about 40 metres. Great pass. Kerr gets into trouble as he's put under pressure by Joseph Collinson. Darwin appeals for a deliberate out of bounds, so the ball will be thrown back in.
Yeah, they're working on retaining possession the way they were working the ball into their forward line, but that suggested that they'd
Good quick hands there from Kerr as the Bombers go further forward, running it around. Sent back in. Harley Purintatameri's there. Ball's knocked away. They'll run it out of defence now. Relieve some pressure, the Buffaloes. Stokes. Dunn from behind. Great grab. Just reached over the top of Jared Stokes. Sends it back into the middle of the field. There's the ruckman, Monagatti. Doesn't really have a lot of options, so he's got to go short. Just their time. Dale injecting himself into the game now. Pivots and turns right. Wanamiri 2-on-1, 3-on-1 in the end. Try to be punched away. Mankara buttles up the defender. But it's Wanamiri who picks up the loose ball. And a beautiful left foot just slots it through from about 12 metres out, directly in front.
The class, beautifully read, taking the crumbs off hands, clean, quick pick up, and converted on his non-preferred side. So all class, Aussie Wanamiri.
Jared, that's a very good start after 3 minutes for the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, it is. Some miscommunication there by the Darwin Buffaloes defenders, but Mary come off with a right ankle, who's in with medical staff at the moment, getting checked out. So he's a bit of a loss for the Tiwi Bombers in the forward line.
He is, but at the moment, that was Wanamiri's fourth for the day. He's one of 3 multiple goal scorers already. Plenty of impact for the Bombers as he had today. Well, they might be winning the tap out of the buff, so they're not getting the clearances. Here they come again, the Tiwi Bombers. Wills interrupts it, knocks it back. Now clean hands. Not clear. O'Sullivan off to the running Campbell. Then on to Purton Smith, who lines up looking for his teammates Edwards. He got his hands on it. In fact, there's a free kick being paid and it's a hold. And it's going to go to Aaron Edwards, I think. Be interesting to see that one on replay when it comes back up. No. In fact, he's going to ball it up. Well, we'll watch a replay of that in a moment. Purintatameri versus Edwards. Neither of them get a hold of it. Comes down. Stokes tries to get the ball out. Erlitzson there waiting. Dunn picks it up. He's slung to the ground. And he's pinged for holding the ball. And it'll be Purton Smith. Jack Purton Smith will go back and have a shot at goal.
That was an excellent tackle, and he needed to be that to create the opportunity, and a rare error by Michael Dunn.
He comes in and slots it through. So Darwin retake their 1 point advantage from half time to be 10 goals 5-65 to the Tiwi Bombers 10 goals 4-64. As we go back to this replay, ball comes out loose. Stokes can't pick it up. Dunn takes off, 3 steps, bang, dragged to the ground.
It's a hot potato if we talk prior opportunity, and he actually took 2 or 3 steps, which suggests his only option was to go back into the back pocket in a straight line. He tried to turn and got caught.
I suppose there was no attempt at a handball there, but that'll be for the umpires' coaches to adjudicate later, and spectators. As O'Sullivan drives it forward looking for the leading Edwards. Purintatameri judges it better. It bounces over the head. So Jason Purintatameri gives a handball off to Dunn. Dunn has got runners out wide. One of them's Mankara. He balks, then handballs back inside to a teammate, which was Camden Vergona Ross. Sent back forward up to the ruckman, Monagatti, who's on the run on centre wing. Long kick, looking for Wanamiri, who takes a strong chest mark in front of Cameron Stokes. Gets a bit of a nudge for his effort. No 50-metre penalty. Wanamiri looks to bring it back inside straight away and decides to go long, looking for his teammate Gary Purintatameri. It's brought to ground. No one can pick it up. Hagan dances around one, tries to do the second time, gets caught and is done holding the ball. Great tackle there.
This is certainly within the range of the Tiwi player.
And Kenny Purantatameri is the one that'll go back and have the shot. I got to say, Pete, the forward pressure of Tiwi has actually been pretty good today, all day.
Yeah, it's been very critical, and that's the change in their approach from last week. Although in patches last week against the top or the second side, St Mary's, they certainly worked this way, but weren't able to maintain it for long enough. So this is a critical shot. They seem to be all critical shots today as Kenny Purantatameri comes in and just misses. Ties up the scores at 65 points each.
7 minutes in, Jared. Any feel on the way this quarter's going to go? The third quarter's the premiership quarter, as they say.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be an arm wrestle. I just want to touch on two different coaching styles. Wayne Warden, obviously the coach of Tiwi Bombers, down on the ground at the interchange with his players at ground level, and Mark Motlop choosing to be up in the coach's box. So, interesting. A couple of differences between the coaches and how they go about it.
Well, Matty Campbell on the run here. They brought it out from full back, but the kick from Campbell was offline, and Jason Purantatameri takes an easy mark in the end. He picks out a teammate. Erlitzson on the mark for Darwin. They play on quickly, and it's Michael Dunn who offers up the run, steps and then gives it off. We're going to Ross. Good pass. They brought it back to within an interesting striking range. Gary Purantatameri, long way out, turns onto his right foot, sends it back to the goal square. Cameron Stokes makes no attempt to even collect it and taps it through for a point.
Tiwi have transferred the ball from their back pocket twice, very cleanly and efficiently, and if they maintain that, they're going to be a headache for Buffs.
Manunga. He's got Erlitzson and he picks him out. Well, there's a lot of open space and Stokes decides to run into it. Jared Stokes, one of the keys for the Buffaloes, you feel. Kicks it across the face. It's off hands and play on is the call. Centering kick. Bradley Palapamini. He's got Lachlan Dale. Dale goes for a canter, then decides to hold off. No left foot perhaps. He hasn't, so he's got to get back onto his right foot. Comes in. Wanameri. Oh.
Too good.
Way too good. Tremendous class. And what about the judgment then, Jared Islet, or the flight of the ball in?
Yeah, and it's very hard to pick that up because it's the breeze up top is swirling around a bit at the moment, as you can see by the flags in the background, but just his body positioning and skill to read the play, and he snaps on his left foot, and as you would expect, kicks the goal.
Well, that is Ozzie Wanameri's fifth goal, the second this quarter. He kicked 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and now 2 in the third already. We're at nearly 10 minutes here and gone in the third quarter. 11 goals, 672, 10 goals, 565. The gap has opened up, not hugely, but on a day like this, it's going to be important, Peter. Tiwi's a confident side.
That's right. If they just get a bit of a run on, every side goes for that run on, but the Tiwis will tend to put 2 or 3 goals together. And just the way they've been using the ball the last 3 or 4 minutes suggests that they're very close to opening this game up.
Darwin will be looking for answers out of the middle. One again by O'Sullivan. They haven't got a clear stoppage away just yet, though, even though they've had a fair few of the first use. Comes back out, the Bombers in numbers. They've got runners presenting themselves. Hagan, strong body, tries to knock it clear. Now it comes out to Gary Purantatameri, who takes 2 steps, turns and has a shot but hits the post. Well, he kicked 7 goals last week, Gary Purantatameri, and one just feels he's ready to ignite.
Well, for a lad his size, he's very good off the ground as well. He's certainly been a thorn in the side for the Buffaloes today.
Buffaloes bring it forward. Now they've got a runner. It looks like the skipper Wills. He can't quite pick it up. That's an empty... Peter, that type of turnover or that type of loss of possession is just something they had a clear advantage then.
Well, it suddenly provides time for the opposition to get down onto their key forwards, and at the moment there are 3-1 down at full forward for Buffaloes. It's hard work for Aaron Edwards.
It is, and in fact there were only up until Menunga walked inside the 50, then there was only 2 Darwin forwards inside the forward 50, and the ball's at 60 metres out, 65
there's a couple of younger Buffalo forwards that tend to be drawn to the ball, and that doesn't necessarily work very well for the side.
Collinson sends it forward. Contest, Stokes using his body, one-handed handball, play on is the call. Oh, across the face of goal was Clark Edwards Zane, and couldn't quite get it to bounce the right direction. Ball's gone out of bounds, will be thrown in next to the goal, next to the point post. Really important scoring opportunity here, Peter, you'd think.
Yeah, Tiwi, you've got heaps of numbers down there, so it's going to be hard work for Buffaloes.
Out of it, Erlandson got dispossessed. Now it's going to be run back out by the Bombers' defence. And cutting it off is Atkinson. Play on is the call. He just puts it high up and under. Jalen Clark can't mark it. Erlandson can't pick it up. Clark gets a second bite at it, gets it off and gives it back. Now Hagen's running onto it. Going to try and beat one. Got caught. Campbell. Campbell's got Clark as an option. That's Jalen. He puts a right foot in. Edwards got to jump over it. Purintatameri trying to keep the pressure on. Williams has a shot at goal, and I think he's put it through. He has.
It almost looked like he'd snapped a point, but he was virtually standing on the line when he received the ball. That was good, hard, determined work by 5 or 6 Buffalo players then. Well done, Buffaloes.
Well, they had to combine then to actually get a result, and Damien Williams was there to clean up the crumbs. As we watch the replay here, Clark just sent it forward, comes off the hands, gets shuffled out, and Williams is there. That's an important goal. 13 and a half minutes gone. 11 goals, 773 to 11 goals, 571. Darwin still trail.
Edwards in the centre square then. They've moved Matty Campbell to full forward.
Immediately he's put on the pump tackle. And then lead. Play on is the call. Purintatameri could have got a free kick as the blows are exchanged between Wills and Purintatameri. Umpire stays with the play. Just keep an eye on what's happening behind play there, Peter, as the ball goes further forward.
It's broken up now.
Broken up. Atkinson has punched the ball out of bounds and it'll be thrown in. Got a bit serious there for a moment. Jared, discipline will be the key for Darwin from here on in, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely, for both sides as well. And what Tiwi are doing at the moment is clogging up the centre corridor, so the Buffaloes have to go around the long way. They can set up the wall and keep it in there.
Clark couldn't get the kick away. Jared Islet, our boundary our rider. Nichols medalist here in the NTFL. Picked up by Stokes from 52 metres out. He sends it forward. But it's a bit of a kick and hope. Dunn can't get his hands on it for the Tiwi Bombers. It bounces out of bounds. Ball will be thrown in. He didn't really have any options then, Peter, did he?
No, perhaps setting it up as high as he did might not have helped, but fair push on the back.
Oh, ducked his head. Play on is the call. He's got away with it though. Vagona Ross. Atkinson covers it, left foot, just sends it forward to a pool of Darwin Buffaloes. There was 4 standing within a metre of each other just then. And Aaron Edwards, luckily, was the one that took the mark.
Yeah, Tiwi are getting heaps of players back in the 50. That's clearly a coaching instruction, I think, Jared, but they're not coming out as hard.
Yeah, well, that's the Darwin Buffaloes midfield and backline, and you've seen Cameron Stokes and Michael Hagen be involved the last couple of plays. That's led to scoring opportunities.
Well, Aaron Edwards blemishes his otherwise good goal-kicking record today, and he pushes one off to the right, so he's still got his 4 goals.
Point the margin.
16 minutes gone. Patrick Heenan restarts by kicking to himself. Sends it up looking for his ruckman. Monaghetti can't mark it under pressure. Then got a nice hip and shoulder. Vagona Ross, though, picks it up, gives it over the quick handball up. Allowed a lot of time to get rid of it. Heenan comes in to help out McDonough and sends it forward, but the ball is cut off by Bradley Stokes. He chips it over to Hagan, who spills what should be an easy grab.
Ooh,
puts on a
ball.
great tackle though, and that's holding the ball. Advantage paid. Collinson looking for the leading Campbell, who he finds.
Well done to our Matt then. Made the mistake. Could have easily got a bit disappointed with himself, but immediately made up with it with a full-on tackle, created this opportunity for Matty Campbell.
Important here. Campbell's already got one in the second quarter. Left foot. David Roden holds his ground and signals all clear and a goal. Very important goal to the Darwin Buffaloes just then, Jared Eilert.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get a bit of drive off the half-back, just saying before, Cameron Stokes and Michael Hagan again being involved in that passage of play. They're working their way up. They're creating opportunities and setting up their forward-line players.
We watch the replay here, and Collinson with a very good foot pass to Campbell. Good lead from Matty Campbell. It's interesting. Edwards has, as you pointed out, Peter, now moved into the ruck. Or he's moved into the midfield. Williams has moved into the ruck. This is interesting change. And they've got O'Sullivan, the ruckman, resting at centre forward.
From that ruck contest, the ball's been forced Buffalo's direction, but the pack form's probably a bounce. Williams isn't a bad ruckman. He doesn't just blindly tap the ball, so if they could get Edwards into the correct position, they could do a bit of damage on the ball. It's a good break for the couple of the players that they're going to have to rely on in the last quarter, and in this heat that's pretty critical that they'll be able to rest blokes like Matty Campbell and a couple like that.
Darwin has everything to play for here. They're 2.5 games outside of the top 5. They really need to win today to stay in touch with Waratahs. Collinson with a quick kick out finds O'Sullivan, can't pick it up. Held off, then gives Shovel something out. Looks like to his skipper Wills, who can't pick it up either. Dragged off the ball. Play on is the call. Edwards comes in to help. That's Aaron Edwards. Picks out Alex Erlandson, who plays on quickly to Campbell. Campbell will put it through for goal number 13 for the Darwin Buffaloes, and his third.
That showed the class of Edwards then in the contest over on the far forward flank. He had a split second to find the player standing by himself, which was Erlandson. Great football.
Tremendous vision, and let's go to the replay here as it's tried to be tapped out there. Edwards picks it up, looked up, picked out Erlandson straight away. Alex had thought about having a shot himself, but then gave it over to Campbell, who ran into an open goal. All right, could this be the start of something, Jared, we're seeing?
Well, I think the Buffaloes just worked out how to use this breeze. It's the first time that we've actually seen the advantage taken by a side.
Bradley Palapamini clears it out of the middle for the Tiwi Bombers. Great mark there by Lachlan Dale. He shovels it back indoors, looking to Dylan Kerr, who he finds drifting down from that restart. Kerr plays on quickly, puts it out wide, looking for Wanamiri. Bit too wide for my liking, Peter, just then.
Yeah, I don't know that he needed to go out there. He was actually inside the 50 circle, and it wasn't to advantage of Tiwi, I don't think.
No, he probably could have gone. I mean, if I think it's Gary Purantatameri still standing there in the square, he could have put up an option.
Well, he was one of 2 or 3 that were actually on the move, so if he had been a fraction more patient, he might have come up with a better option than someone that was covered.
Just on the restart, thrown in, Collinson picks it up, gives the quick handball off, regathered, back over, Erlandson finds O'Sullivan. Better use of the football, Buffs, this time. Clark still can't pick it up. Campbell waits for it, then handballs back inside. There we've got another outstanding teammate for the Darwin Buffaloes. And Sean Brown kicks his first for the day, and I don't think he's been on the ground very long, Peter.
No, but he did the right job then, and Just the quick movement of the ball from the far wing scoreboard side to the option over on the forward flank grandstand side worked really well for them. I think Jared hit it on the head. They're using the ball so much better this quarter than they did in the first when they had the breeze.
What's the key, Jared Eilert, on that far side, do you think, with moving the ball? They've continued to play on that scoreboard side. Do you think there's any major reason for that?
I think that's just the space that Tiwi Bombers are giving them at the moment because they are clogging up the corridor. But he's the one that created the run and the overlap with the handball.
In the restart, Williams clears his own ruck work, bounces forward. Harley Purintatameri couldn't get it. Picked up again by Brown, shrugs off one, then tries a right foot snap over the shoulder. Edwards sets himself, so does Erlickson, got in his way. They spoil each other. Got taken high, I thought. Play on is the call, let go. Knocked out, trying to pick it up there again. Darwin with his quick kick was Clark Edwards. Couldn't get it through. Erlickson in the way of Edwards, but what about the tackle by Purintatameri, Peter?
Yeah.
It looked just a fraction high.
Yeah, I just think the field umpire just got caught in the wrong position there. Just blind.
Just got blindsided. Restart
Blinded.
now.
He's not blind. He was
blindsided. Bradley Palapamini got the ball on the restart. Dunn presents himself. He's dragged himself up. Coming through is Atkinson. Play on is the call, still loose, socket off the ground. Kerr can't get it on the full. Picked up though, this time by Purton Smith. Over to Williams. Williams can look for a short pass, and he does. He had two options. He had Brown and he had Erlickson. Erlickson cut him off. And so Alex Erlickson will go back and have a deliberate shot at goal, you would think. 23 minutes gone in this third term. 14 goals, 791. Darwin have clawed their way further in front from the 1 point lead at half-time to Tiwi's 11-7-73. Alex Erlickson. He's been quite creative since going up forward. He's given them options. Had a hand in their last goal. Comes back, has a deliberate shot. The claps from behind the goal come from O'Sullivan, the Darwin ruckman, and the all clear is given.
He's a pretty good player at Wanderers. He went from Wanderers to Darwin before last season, and he can certainly compete in the air, and he doesn't mind a bit of physical contact. So, pretty valuable goal and a good effort there by Erlickson.
They're just starting to move that ball a bit better, Darwin. I mean, they have done for the last couple of minutes, but now they're starting to expose a little bit of the smaller Tiwi brigade. Jared?
Yeah, absolutely. The height of Edwards, Erlickson are coming into play.
Campbell cleans up to a losing ruck. Collinson has time, finds his skipper Wills, takes one step, then sends it up. It's going to be chopped off. Well, the two players spoiled each other. Dunn got caught in the end. Can't get rid of it. Now it's clear. Mankara on hands and knees, shovels it out. Block clear. Can't get rid of it.
Great
Still
pressure.
Clear. Good pressure all round. Good. It's a contest out there. Campbell comes through. Gives it off to Stokes. Stokes. Then on to Erlickson. Back to Campbell. Well, I don't know how they actually got away with that. Tiwi put a lot of pressure on them.
They did, and on two occasions they were trying to get it to a player further out, and it's ended up a set shot for Buffaloes. So Tiwi are going to have to lift now. They're not getting enough ball when it comes out of. They're not using the ball well enough. I would have thought. Jared coming out of their half-back line, they're just kicking long or attempted long, and Buffaloes are just setting up too well.
Campbell goes back for to have a crack at his fourth. Unfortunately, it's through for a point. It was interesting. Matt Campbell's shot at goal was where Alex Erlickson just kicked his last one from. Almost the identical location. Patrick Heenan to bring the ball back. Heenan finds Tom McDonough. McDonough sends it forward. Monaghetti can't get it. In fact, he got pinged holding the ball. Took too long. And now 50's been paid for something that was really highly unnecessary. Clement Karanua dragged Michael Hagan to the ground.
That's to bring him well in, well within his kicking range, Michael Ahmet, but he just hasn't shown a lot of confidence in his last few weeks, so I would have thought it'd be a bit closer than what he's going to get the opportunity, but certainly capable of kicking 30 metres.
Hagan will go back. Important goal you would feel in the context of time on. 26.5 minutes gone. Hagan sets it up. Just drofts it off to the left though, unfortunately. 15 goals, 9.99. Darwin lead Tiwi 11 goals, 7.73 in the dying minutes of this third term. The premiership quarter, as they say. Darwin hoping to hold on here, maintain this lead and get themselves a little bit closer to Waratahs so that they've got an equal chance at that 5. Jason Purantatameri loads up and kicks long. The ruckman, Monegatti's going to try and run onto it before it goes out of bounds, but he can't. And the ball will be thrown in. Left of centre wing on the far scoreboard side.
Tiwi need to find a winner across the middle. They've got to get the ball out of these contests, which are being won at the moment, most of this quarter by the Buffaloes.
And they'll have to wait till the fourth quarter to do that. 27.5 minutes gone in that third quarter. 15 goals, 99. Darwin now lead Tiwi 11 goals, 7.73.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Just another beautiful day in the territory, Al.
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
You guys catch anything yet?
Nah, nothing yet, but we're feeling lucky.
See you later.
Road tyres.
Yeah, soft sand.
And 7 metre tide.
Oh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty.
Local knowledge is important. Talk to us about TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance. Call us today on 131 TIO. TIO, we're for Territorians.
This summer, pass your personal best. Pass the time doing things you love. Pass the SunSense, please. SunSense SPF 50+ is a very high UV sunscreen sold only in pharmacies that's made right here in Australia for Australian conditions. And for the best price on SunSense, you can't go past Chemist Warehouse.
Parents out of Mary.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, fourth and final quarter. Darwin 15-9-99 lead Tiwi Bombers 11-7, 73, 26 points the margin. The Bombers looking to reclaw and get something back into the game. As Lachlan Dale sends it forward, looking for the big ruckman Monaghetti. He's been paid a mark. It's going to have to come back. You can't take an advantage from a mark. Monaghetti is the first big move of this quarter. The other one was Gary Purantatameri. Peter started in the middle of the field for the Bombers.
Yeah, not a bad move, except that it takes a goal-kicking target away. But I guess they've got Wanamiri down there along with the big fella who's had a lot of touches today. The centre-half forward's done well too. So,
Jared, message at three-quarter time from Darwin. I saw you over at the huddle.
Yeah, so I went and listened to Mark Motlop, and just that we saw how the Bombers created their attack off the half-back line. They needed their half-forward line to work a bit harder, which in the third quarter they did. They fixed their poor skills. They're on top 7-2 in the centre clearances, and they had 16-7 forward entries.
Well, Monaghetti, thanks for that, Jared. Monaghetti there just missing. That was a must. They needed that goal, I would have thought. It would give them plenty of confidence. Cameron Stokes, quick restart, brings it back in and finds Purton Smith. Important game for Darwin. They can't afford to lose this game. Purton Smith puts it up and long, looking for Phil Wills. Dragged off by Dylan Kerr and will get the free kick. Wills gives it back to the running Purton Smith. Erlitzson punched away. Play on is the call. He covers up again. O'Sullivan, quick hands. Collinson, this is good ball movement. Easy over the top to Manunga. He's got the runner in Jared Stokes, who pulls up. He has to get onto his right foot. Now he's under strike, misses his target, who was Campbell, cleaned up by Erlitzson. Back to Campbell. Campbell onto Williams, who gets good blockage from his teammate, but then gets caught holding the ball. Play on is the call. Clark picks up the loose one, knocked forward, rounds and kicks a goal. Let's watch the replay on that one and how far back it comes. Peter?
Yes, there was a lost possession of the ball in the middle of all that, but critical goal, because I think if Tiwi get the first 3 or 4 out of the first early goals, that was the point at which...
well, you think Williams... I think
he
Williams
must have handballed.
He had a problem there, you would think, but play on was the call. Jalen Clark cleaned up. Mark Motlop would have been happy with that start, Jared.
Yeah, he was, but he did say at three-quarter time that 6 goals in today's game is nothing, especially against the Tiwi Bombers, so they've still got to keep their work rate up.
How often do you see a point from a position that should have been a goal transferred down the other end to see a goal scored against? That's what's just happened.
Very good ball movement by Darwin before in heavy traffic as the ball goes out of bounds. Look, I'm just going to see if we can get a look at that replay as well, but... ball goes out of bounds in front of the coach's box here, just to the right of the commentary position at TIO grandstand side. Thought it might have gone out of bounds on the full there, Harley. Good throw in by the boundary umpire just then. O'Sullivan brought it down. Munkara cleaned up with skill. Now he's put it off to the teammate there, and that was Tipamanamiri, who finds his captain, Austin Wanamiri. Austin Wanamiri is going to go back and have a shot from about 50. 48 optimistic, and he's right in front.
they're in a situation now where they just can't afford to miss these opportunities if they're going to claw back from this margin.
Good, solid kick, pretty straight. Oh, just drifts off and hits that post. Jared, is that what the wind is doing down there? Is it just favouring to the left of that pocket?
Yeah, spot on, Ash. Absolutely, and still great effort by Austin.
Well, it's a long distance out. Sullivan playing for a free kick, doesn't get one, ball goes out of bounds. Breeze has been consistent all day to the right of the screen. Slightly swirly, still consistent. Ball gets bottled up again.
And the clock ticks down. This is becoming a problem for the Tiwis now. They've got to get a couple pretty quickly.
Well, as they move forward, it's socked out by Savika. He leads the race, then he gives time for Campbell. Matty Campbell picks it up. Being one of their best today, tremendous.
Keeps it in the family.
Keeps it in the family off to brother Paul.
Oh.
Paul with a great disposal, then picks up Damien Williams, who takes a great mark under pressure. Wants to get back onto his left. Edwards with the lead, Purintatameri up to it, ball's on the ground, socket out, race to the ball, socket off the ground, but there's a hold somewhere, and I think it's going to go to Darwin. It is. So either Edwards or the other boy, who was Clark Edwards, so either Aaron Edwards or Clark Edwards are going to get the free kick, and in fact, it's going to be number 7, Zane Clark Edwards. He's going to get the free kick. So there was a hold off the ball from Jason Purintatameri. This is a gimme.
He's been a very serviceable player, young Edwards, Zane Edwards Clark, or Clark Edwards, lad from Alice Springs, and he and another player that we haven't seen a lot of, Jack Purton Smith, have been very effective just to cover that gap in depth that they might have created a problem for them today.
Purton Smith moves a lot like Phil Wills, actually, in that midfield area. So the score now 17-9, 111. Tiwi 11-9, 75. You would think that the game just getting away from the Bombers here.
Yeah, they really need a couple of quick ones, and I can't see where that's going to happen at the moment, because the Buffaloes are very aware of the danger of Wanamiri, and after Wanamiri there's no one that looks a clear ball winner.
As it comes out to Erlinson. Erlinson sends it forward again. The leading Aaron Edwards, beautiful chest mark.
He's been fantastic in showing why he played at the AFL level. This lad, he's been a very good pickup for the Buffaloes. And in the absence of 3 or 4 key forwards, he's just taken on the role of 2 or 3 of those players. So they should be very happy. He should be very happy with his performance.
He hasn't kicked a goal since the second quarter, so let's hope he can put this one through, give himself 5 for the day. So there's his 5th goal. He made that look much easier, didn't take many steps, put it through. That was his 5th goal. The 5th one coming in this 4th term. Tremendous mark and lead. Jared, just on this, what is it, do you think, that Tiwi can do to stem this tide? Because Darwin seemed to have now picked up some confidence.
Yeah, well, Tiwi Bombers have just dropped off in terms of getting first to the footy, having that intent to actually work hard at the contest, try and get that first possession, and then control the ball from there. They're coming in second to the footy, and Buffaloes are capitalising on that.
Well, I see Gary Purintatameri's going back to ball forward for the Bombers. Ball. No clean possession, still loose, scrappy. Knocked over, Erlitzson, bit of body, good work. Palapamini, underground handball to Kerr. Spoil each other, Kerr runs back into traffic looking for a teammate out and he finds him. Kenny Purintatameri sends it forward. Harley Purintatameri presented himself.
He's going for his 4th goal, Harley. So he's been effective in respect to contribution to the scoreboard, but might not be enough.
Nice kick.
Lovely kick.
Lovely kick. So from 42 metres out, Harley Purantatameri gets his fourth. That's his first one since the second quarter. But nice work there for the Tiwi Bombers, and they claw one back.
Need some in a hurry at the 9-minute mark of the last quarter.
Well, the way they ran in there, he did present himself. He did present himself and then capitalised on it. Nine and a half minutes gone. 18 goals, 117 to Tiwi 12, 81. Well, the youngster Brodie Morecambe hasn't bounced too bad today. We'll just recall and restart that. Here we are in the fourth term. Darwin had to win today, no question about that. They are 2.5 games outside of the 5. They trail Waratahs, who are in 5th spot. Really needed to win. Ball, Bombers pressing forward again. Good defensive work there from Stokes. Holds it up. Now he puts it into space. Manunga taps it over to Collinson. He got one hand on it. It's come clear again. Paul Campbell can't get rid of it. Picked up and then kicked on by Tyrone Rowe. Bounces over the top. Managani tried to take him on. He got caught. Dispossessed by Damien Williams. Williams then sends it forward. I'm not sure if he was having a shot or trying to pass that, but Edwards couldn't get a hold of it and it went through for a point.
I reckon he was having a shot and he did everything right, but for a change it drifted to the left instead of to the right. But it was good play by Buffaloes to get the ball in for the scoring opportunity.
I'd suggest to you, Peter, that when Mark's talking to him about that, he'll probably tell him he's trying to pass it to Edwards. Back to the middle of the field. Palapamini took a mark, got taken high afterwards, tried to milk it, nothing. Play on, says the umpire. Oh, one-handed pulled in there by Kenny Purantatameri. Played a hand in Tiwi's last goal. But he kicks into the man on the mark. Hagan comes in to pick it up. Has to beat one. Gets some quick hands out. Stokes got taken high and late, and there'll be a free kick downfield. That's kind of silly, really. Stokes gets it. The kick isn't great to Collinson, but he's got time to collect and then handball off to Manunga, who can't get rid of it and got pushed out of bounds. So the youngster...
Joey Collinson's played a really good role today, all day with the Buffaloes. He's often featured as the first or second link in chains of play that have ended up with goals. I think he's been a terrific player for the Blues today.
Well, he was certainly one of the players that Jared Eilert mentioned during the game as being part of the runners that needed to get their hands on it more often, and he's done that. Kerr trying to clean up, under pressure though. Oh, dragged and dragged down by Manunga, and Manunga will get rewarded for that tackle. Well, Kerr didn't think he was going to get caught, thought he could shrug it.
He's worked hard all day though, Dylan Kerr, but just lacked the support.
He did as the ball comes off the ground. Jared Stokes trying to pick it up. Michael Dunn took him on, but went out of bounds, and the ball will be thrown in. Jared, the intensity just then of Darwin, that is a step up from what we've seen for most of the game. Would you agree with that all?
Yeah, absolutely. It's starting to click for them, I think. They're running in waves, and the pressure around the football is coming in waves. So it's not just one, there's another one, there's a third, there's a fourth, and that's what's getting them the scoring opportunities.
It is, and we haven't actually seen that for the full 4 quarters as Jason Purantatameri holds play up, then steps back in, and then quickly restarts back to the centre half, true centre half back position. But there's a turnover, and that man Erlandson, he's tapped it out. He's trying to get help out to, and then he's picked it up again. He's come up with it. Well, that's just persistence. The ball comes off the hand. Williams is going to read it. He then gives it off to Edwards. Edwards looked back inside, but it's chopped off by Vergona Ross. Takes a bounce, then has a kick. It's tipped over the top. Vergona Ross is going to end up with it again, as Lachlan Dale sends it out to the man out there on his own, which is Purantatameri Miller Douglas, who easily regathers, beats Matty Campbell and kicks a goal. Well, that sort of came from nothing.
Yep. good finish, but you almost get the feeling that they're just out of reach now. The player I haven't noticed for ages, Jared, is Paddy Heenan.
Yeah, you're right, Peter. He started the game pretty well, but Tiwi have to look to get more out of players like Patrick Heenan, Simon Munkara, Bradley Palapamini to support your Nathan Palaquis, Dylan Kerrs and Austin Wanamaris.
Well, I've got to say that last goal wasn't pretty, but it was effective. 18 goals, 11, 119. Darwin at the 14-minute mark lead Tiwi 13-9-87. Campbell in there hassling, picks it up, left foot, probably close to Darwin's best if he hasn't been. Bounced. Edwards waited for the bounce. Puruntatameri ran over it. Manunga trips. Vagona Ross, critical in the last goal as well. Cleans up, composure, hands it off to Heenan, who you were just talking about. He has one bounce, two bounces, a metre inside the boundary line, then got taken out after disposal. Was that by Stokes? No. He got taken out by Ankin Abbott, the Alice Springs player, which was kind of pointless. So the ball goes downfield, and the free kick will be taken by Harley Puruntatameri. Short pass in. Jack Munkara sets it up. Wanamiri's in there, off hands. At the back was Simon Munkara. The ball's gone through for a point though. So they claw 1 point back at a time. Won't be enough. 15 and a half minutes gone. 18-11, 119, 13-10, 88. Fourth quarter. And in the restart, the fullback is kicked out over the line.
You spoke about, the little things in discipline before. We saw the silly free on the wing, unnecessary. A little error like this and, brings it back to 4 goals. I wouldn't have thought they'd be able to get there from here, but the Buffs have got to play the game right out.
They do. Bradley Stokes was the fullback then. Cameron Stokes, big kick out and a great mark by Damien Williams. When he went into the air, Peter, it was like time slowed down. That was kind of slow-mo the way
it was quite,
he marked that.
Quite poetic. Looks like he's cramping up a bit too, Williams, so they might have to look at either resting him up forward or giving him a spell and then using him at the finish.
Hardly surprising. Tropical conditions here this afternoon. Erlinson with a kick up to Clark, ducks his head and then quickly puts it on the boot. It's Edwards is out against 1 or 2. He's got a turn, gives it over the top. Manunga has started to work much better with him in this quarter, but it's not Vagona Ross. They clear up out of there, Tiwi. Comes into Dylan Kerr. Called to play on, he does. Beats the tackle of Hagan, then gets a kick away. Over the top. Here come the Bombers. Harley Puruntatameri, Gary Puruntatameri comes out, but unfortunately the boundary line beats them all and it goes out of bounds. About 25 metres around.
Gary Puruntatameri would have been the better first option. Instead he went sideways. Young Jack Munkara, the younger brother of the Tiwi superstar, Simon Munkara.
Loose on the ground. Trying to shovel it out. No one can actually pick it up cleanly. Well, Atkinson did pick it up, but he was out of bounds when he did it. About 2.5 minutes away from time on here at TIO. Round 13, Tiwi versus Darwin.
It's Williams again.
And a good leap over the top. Picked up by Tipper Manamiri. Canis sends it forward. Munkara underneath it. Erlinson. Covered a lot of ground in this last quarter as Alex Erlinson. Stokes putting them under pressure. Cameron Stokes can't quite finish off the tackle. Erlinson though with a smother. Darwin defenders working overtime. The ball gets set right up. Bradley Stokes underneath it. Punched away. Gary Puruntatameri can't get it clean. Got a quick kick away. High tackle paid. Advantage called. Play on. Goal. Be interesting to see on the replay there, but I think that goal was to Gary Puruntatameri.
Yeah, I think the free was there. It's just a little bit of a unfortunate in the circumstances. Heaps of pressure in there. High ball coming in.
You got a hand on it early, Purintatameri.
Yeah.
Take it high. Great free kick. And there's the goal.
Good kick.
Gary Purintatameri.
Yeah.
So he's ended up with his third for the day. 18-11, 119, 19-minute mark, 14-10, 94, Tiwi, Darwin lead. You should never say never until that final siren goes. Can the Bombers get another one quickly? Heenan leading the race to the ball with Wills. Collinson comes in and helps out. Intercepted by Kerr. Here they go again, the Bombers. Kerr just sets it up long. 2-on-1 though. Hagan comes in and cuts it off for the Buffaloes. Now a quick play on. Now they've got runners. Stokes. There's 3 out there. Cameron Stokes has time. He's had 3 bounces. Now 4. Now he's going to go long. He's got no target and he turns it over. Well, they're all a bit slow running away from him then. No one decided to run to him. The Bombers on the burst. 3 quick bounces and a late downfield. Totally unnecessary. And once again, well, a little bit more run coming out of the Tiwi Bombers in the last couple of minutes. Perhaps they sense something. Wanamiri on the lead, punched away from him, but the mark will be paid because at the end of the day, he had a good bite on it, so you could have probably paid a chop anyway.
Enough time for them, but he's going to have to convert this. You're right, there's a different energy about the Tiwis, Jared. It's more run.
Yeah, I think some of those free kicks that Buffaloes gave away has fired them up a little bit, and if Austin Wanamiri can slot this, which he has,
that's a great goal. Well, Aussie Wanamiri now has ended up with 6 goals, and that was his 6th. Let's watch that come in there.
When do you think you throw an extra player back, Jared?
For the Darwin Buffaloes, yeah, well, you'll be wanting to hold on to this lead, and with the breeze, like both teams struggled in the first half to work with the breeze, but now both of them have worked it out. I'll certainly be putting
Edwards be a consideration?
No, I think you could find another player there, maybe Williams.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with both you boys. I wouldn't put a player back, actually. I'd let the game plan out. I wouldn't want to give up an advantage. I mean, Darwin aren't doing too bad, but they've just given away some silly free kicks in the last couple of minutes. But we'll see what Coach Mark Modlock does. As the Bombers go forward again, a couple of bites of the cherry, couldn't bring it down. Palapamini gives it out of quick hands again. Here we go, Gary. Purintatameri beats one, tries to get a handball away, then threw it up. Incorrect disposal.
That was a crucial turnover because with the idea of having an extra player back, if they had got a goal straight away then, it almost becomes too late to do it.
Yep. Collinson. Stutters starts, ball hasn't travelled 15. Stokes is a terrible kick to Peter Atkinson under his breath. The Bombers have kept it in control though, looking for targets and they find one, and it's Patrick Heenan. What have they got up forward there? Well, they're going to run off half back. Try and set something up that way. Palapamini presents himself. Munkara got his hands on it, knocked down though. Munkara again from directly in front, 40 out though, and sprays it off to the left. Unfortunately, it's gone out of bounds. A score there would have been very handy for the Tiwi Bombers, Jared.
Certainly was, and we're hoping Munkara will kick that. He got caught on his left foot though.
To their credit, they're playing the game right out, Tiwi, for a side that hasn't recorded an outright win all season. They certainly haven't dropped their bundle.
Well, let's see what Dylan Kerr does here. We're at the 23-minute mark. Clock's just ticked over to 23 minutes. 18-11, 119 to 15-10, 100. You would think there's only about another 3 minutes left. So Dylan Kerr's going to have to convert this. Came very close to the man on the mark and just sat it up very high, but Wanamiri was at the back. Well, he judged that beautifully, and he plays on quickly and scores a goal. They edge one back there, Jared.
Yeah, look, they were able to set up the wall, so to speak, for when the Buffaloes try to get the ball out. So quick and curve. Defenders, you just got to watch Austin Wanameri wherever he is.
Wanameri now has 7. Peter,
yep.
That's a good return.
Oh, terrific return. Great credit to the young fella, because he missed last week through injury. To come back, you can give him all the credits for the AFL experience and whatever, but he still has to overcome a number of obstacles as the play resumes, and Buffs get it going their way, although it's a chance here for Tiwi to sweep into the forward line. No, it's gone towards the back line, where Tiwi's back line, where they've won the ball by sheer weight of numbers. Good effort there by Michael Dunn, and a really good mark there by Nathan Palakwi.
Palakwi sends it up. Oh, good grab. Well, Lachlan Dale has done a little bit today, but not enough. Probably the conditions not suited to him. Jack Mankara out wide. He's got time to have a good hard look, and he's got Gary Purantatameri on the burst, and a free kick has been paid for a push. Came off Purantatameri's hands, and then the push came after that. We'll have to watch it on the replay, but handy for him to have the ball. We're at the 25 minutes, approaching the 25.5-minute mark of this last quarter. He goes back, took 2 steps, pushed it off to the left and threw for a point. Would have been good to get a better score, Peter.
Yeah, I think that's blown their chances. I wouldn't have thought this would go much beyond 27 minutes. So we've really got a minute to score 2 goals.
Big long kick out. Clark for Darwin, using his body. Neither of them really want to pick it up. Others come in to help. Umpire left it go a long time before deciding to ball it up.
It's been 8 goals scored this quarter. If Tiwi have gone from 11 to 16, that's 5, and 3 to Buffalo. So 8 goals equates to about 8 minutes.
Could well be. As the Bombers go forward again, Austin Wanameri can't pick it up the first time. Gets cleaned out though, again by Purton Smith. Puts it up.
Right.
Great grab there by Damien Williams. He's taking some strong marks in this quarter. And there goes the siren. So there we have it. Darwin stay in the final 5 race. In round 13, Tiwi versus Darwin. They win 18 goals 11, 119 to 16 goals 11, 107. We thank you here from TIO Stadium. Ashley Manakaris, Peter Atkinson and Jared Eilert.
Our ladies coming on soon for the first practice match of the year. Adelaide Football Club versus the Fremantle Football Club.